How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have No Trigger with us today. He can say his name, what he does, and all that jazz.
Oh yeah, this is Tom. I'm the singer of No Trigger, and happy to be here, Brandon.
There we
Very happy.
go. I appreciate it, Tom. The first thing I have to ask, because I'm very curious, I did do a little bit of research before having you guys on. I know you've been a band for quite a while. So I'm curious on what is the whole anthology story of No Trigger, because I imagine, as being a band for such a long time and, very popular within the punk scene, um, you know, how did the whole process start with the band and, obviously, you know, where it is today now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're an anomaly of a punk band for sure. I mean, we we started back in 2001,
Wow.
way back then as
Whew.
just you know, in freshman year of college kind of band, like
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
punk maybe. And then we just kind of kept doing stuff. In the early days, we had no fucking ambitions or plan. We just wanted to like play shows. And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were like, well, if we want to play shows, we got to write music. Well, if we want to write music, we got to make it good. Oh, we're gonna need shirts, and we just kind of did the thing. And then all of a sudden, it worked where we got signed to Dexter Holland of the Offspring's label.
Whew.
Back in '06, we put out our first full length. People really liked that record. And then we milked that record for like 7 years or something. Like we didn't put out a follow up
What?
until
Oh my god.
2012, which was we most bands would have put out like two other records in between, but we didn't. And we just kind of did it when we wanted to, or when we felt like it. And it's just been that's been our MO the entire time. It's just kind of doing it when we feel like it, when we're inspired, when we
Sure, sure,
got the
sure.
hit. And now we're 20 years in, and we've only we like next Friday is when our third record comes out. The third one. So 20 years, you should have seven. But we have three, and this one coming up is easily the funnest and most insane
Oh
record
yeah.
we put together. So we're excited to put it out. But we basically the way we encapsulate our band ethos is vacation core.
The
Basically,
vacation
we
call.
we tour when like we fucking want to get away, and it happens to be subsidized. It's like we either get a free trip or we get paid a little bit to have fun with our friends making music. So that's kind of No Trigger in a nutshell, as best as I can condense it.
That's crazy. And listen, I know people are gonna rag on you for having three albums in the span of 20 years, but I'm gonna be honest, it's quality over quantity, so I think I'm gonna just take it in that sense where you guys spent a lot of time working and crafting on some really solid, like, good punk tracks,
That's
and
what it was.
you just put it all out in three albums. What you could have made in seven albums, you condensed into three, and that's, kudos to you, Tom. So kudos to
Appreciate
you and the
it.
guys. So
That's what we were doing the whole time. We
that
were just really focusing on making
just
them
fine
really good
tuning,
songs.
just like, tinkering in the studio. So, that's the vibe that I got. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. So, but yes, you do have an album coming out called Doctor Album. It comes out on Red
Mhm.
Scare Industries on the 26th. So by the time this comes out, it will be out. So very cool. In regards to, like you said, having this band be, continuing on for 20 years, and, best of luck future endeavor, certainly. But how does it feel to, like, have your third album coming out? I know a lot of people went through the experience of the pandemic and, like, that process, and I'm sure that's, been a difficult thing. And, how does it feel to, like, finally be out and playing shows? I saw a couple live videos on YouTube that I was just like, okay, they got some really great energy live. How does it feel to like be out there playing shows again? You know, having a new album come out. I'm sure these are all like
Well,
great feelings. You know.
the pandemic actually was the reason why the album exists, because
What?
everything shut down,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we were like, well, what the fuck do we do? I mean, if you remember 2020, it was like a ghost town of a year.
Oh, it
You know, it
was.
was
Yeah.
just like,
I don't
what
think
do
it
you?
exists. Yeah.
No, yeah, but for No Trigger, we like took a bunch of acid and wrote Doctor Album. Is really what we did. We literally did that instead of like working. We all were like, fuck it, you know. Well, we worked, but like we put all of our energy into this record, and we wrote it over the pandemic. So having it come out now is kind of the best because things are kind of over. And you're right, like playing shows. I didn't know how much I missed not only playing shows but going to shows.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
we couldn't go to shows. Like music was dead for like 18 months or whatever it was,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it now it's not, which is you kind of it's one of those things you don't know how much you need something until it's
Oh
gone,
yeah.
and that's what that was. And so we've played a handful of shows in the U.S. this spring, and then we just got back from 3 weeks in Europe playing festivals and everything.
Wow.
And Jesus Christ, I mean, it's just so good to be in front of people, and luckily we didn't catch any diseases when we were touring either. We had a touring party of eight dudes, and all of us for 3 weeks we were like, we're gonna get sick. You know,
One
like,
of
we're
us is
just
gonna
like
get sick. Yeah.
waiting to cancel it. You know, like, fuck, and it didn't happen.
That's awesome.
I think we're all super immunity. So yeah, it's awesome to be playing again, and it's really cool to have the record about to come out, because you know it's not just us rehashing the old shit like we always used to do. It's new. It's
Yeah.
new
It's new.
stuff,
New.
and the response to the new songs, especially just in Europe, has been phenomenal.
Oh.
It's really cool. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I went down the rabbit hole of listening to No Trigger, and I was watching a lot of the music videos you had done in the past, and obviously the more current ones. And I was just like, man, these guys just have this like sense of humor, and like the way that they go about things. It just seems very like you. I love when a band has this like joyfulness about making music. You know, being, you know, all of you guys I imagine are really close, and so like you can tell that there's just so much love and like and fun and just energy about your band. And so like I feel like if anything, the music videos and some of the even the live shows that I watched like encapsulated that energy of just like you guys are a bunch of homies. You guys are making really fun music together. Sometimes drugs are involved, and it's great, you know. And it just seems like a really just fun time overall. And I think that listening through to, you know, I just checked that No Tattoo, and it's just like fun, fun like punk tracks that like
yeah,
you can't help but just like have a just giant grin on your face because it's like so funny or like so like or just so like
yeah, man.
relatable in that sense. And so I love that you guys just have this way of like crafting like very like witty things into the lyrics, but then just to keep it like fun and lighthearted in regards to like the energy and the vibes and stuff like that. So I got to give you guys a lot of credit for not
Well,
knowing too much about your band, but then really delving into it and like getting to know you guys. Like I think it really was cool. So I'm excited for Doctor Album to come out, guys. You already know links will be in the description to go check it out and go purchase it. But you know, speaking on that same sort of term, Tom, with Doctor Album coming out, I imagine this question is very much like picking a favorite child. But do you have a song off Doctor Album that you're just like, that's my baby, I love that one?
well, yeah, I mean, this album was a little different than the rest of our stuff because Tom, the singer, without a guitar, typically,
Typically,
you know,
yeah.
I usually just put lyrics over what the other dudes bring, you
Sure,
know,
sure.
historically. But for Doctor Album, I really got into, you know, I've played guitar forever, so I wrote maybe like 60-70% of the
What?
song
Oh,
also on this one. Like I kind of just like went for it. So a lot of them are actually my babies. Like, you know, like I did the whole thing, and I think not all of them. It was a very awesome group effort by everyone, but this one has a lot of me in it. So I think my favorite song that is just so out there, but also fun and everything is "Too High to Die." Is my That's the one that is like I from start to finish. That's all Tom. That's all me. Like most of the songs have a lot of everyone in it, but that one is my baby. I think so. And it's kind of about what you think it might be about. But it's fun, like you say, and it's like you say, we don't take ourselves too seriously, like in general. But
Yeah,
some of the lyrics on some of the songs are very serious, like
yeah,
topic wise. But we
yeah.
kind of try to keep it lighthearted in the, so listeners don't go like, wow, these guys are just pissed about stuff. We try to keep it, yeah, witty, like you said.
You're just like
But
slightly below pissed, you know?
yeah. We can be pissed.
Yeah, oh, I know.
We are about a lot of things, but a lot of punk. I just turned 40, and a lot of punk bands who are like kind of getting in the 30s into their 40s, who we grew up with, are all writing very like mature albums and like kind of doing them. We wanted to go the exact opposite
Just
direction. We're
yeah.
like, fuck it, let's pretend we're 17 again. And I think that's what Dr. Album really is us writing the record as 40-year-olds that we should have wrote when we were 19.
But I gotta respect it because it's such like, when you think about those, when you think about albums like, Anti-Flag, or you think about like Bad Religion, or, people that obviously have very politically driven music, you're just like, okay, well, they're doing this. Like, they're definitely trying to go in the like very mature route, and that's
Yeah.
great and all. But I also feel like there's a necessary need to like go completely left-handed and go like, okay, listen, like, there's some dumb shit that happens in our lives and stuff, but wouldn't it be great if we like really just fucking push the edge on the left hand side? And that's great. That's what I think that there's just a room for both, certainly.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's not a lot of that out there. So
yeah,
I was like, fuck it, let's go back to the roots, man. Let's go
you're
back to
hitting you're hitting on the nose there, and it was really cool, and I'm excited to listen to it. I love that. I think the thing that I do listen to punk music, but it's probably not in my like super rotation of things that I listen to on a more daily basis. But honestly, it's so cool that the albums, like, that the songs are like, under two, like around 2 minutes or under 2 minutes or whatever. It's just like we just get in and we get out and we move on to the next track, and then by the time you're done, it's like 30 minutes has gone by and you listen to like 18 tracks. It's like there's a as an interviewer and as also kind of a semi album reviewer, that is like that's gold to me,
yeah.
like I love I love a punk album because I can run through 18 songs in like a matter of like 30 minutes, and that's just a beautiful thing. So so I can still enjoy it, but not go like, oh my god, like, all right, we're on track 6 and there's like 14 more tracks attached onto this shit, like,
Yeah.
and they're all like 3 minutes long. It just, oof, that it can be rough sometimes, but
I'm the same way. I like either short, fast stuff, or I'm a big like Grateful Dead guy.
oh, so you're like, give me an
So I
11
like
minute song.
yeah, I like 11 minutes or 2. It's no in between. I don't 4-minute songs. Get the fuck out of here.
It's just too much, too. It's just enough or too much is the way to go. Just remember that, guys. But punk music, if it's under 2 minutes, 2 thumbs up. But
Cool.
the next question I have for you, Tom, I'm curious in terms of who got you started out doing. Obviously you said you play guitar on this record as well as doing singing. Who are some of the people that inspired you to pick up the guitar and sing early on in Tom's musical life, and then who influences your style more currently now?
Well, it's a weird question because, like I said, I've only just started writing music, like for the band in the last couple, like just the last EP we did. I did 2 songs on that too, but other than that, anything before that, I did not write. So the guitar thing is weird because I wasn't that good. I kind of kept practicing. I got better. So the other dudes in the band are way better at guitar than me. And but we were all influenced by, the Warp Tour kind of bullshit. I got my first punk show. My first punk show was 1997 Warp Tour in Northampton, Mass.
Woo!
I was 15 in 97. And then that just like cracked my brain open, and I was just like, look, this is where I belong, and I still am there. So I kind of always refer to the No Trigger dudes as lifers, because
Yes. Oh
we're
yeah.
fans, man. Like we just do it because that's what we love. But that's, it's not like, well, and before that, it was like Metallica and Smashing
Oh.
Pumpkins for me. Like I was a big I loved like fucking Silverchair, and I had my Corn CD signed by the band. Like
What? Oh my
I was into, oh,
god.
dude, I was into that. I just like heavy shit, and I still do. But as far as like, guitar goes, like I just learned it myself. My mom had a guitar. I stole it from her and I played it. That's kind of it. And I'm still not that good at it. Like, I'm kind of a campfire chord kind of guy.
I got you.
I
Yeah,
could
yeah,
I could play Kumbaya, maybe some Neil Young, but
there you
like
go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not that great. But for vocals and everything, for singing, I mean, everyone is an influence. I just kind of, all kind of just comes into your brain, and you're like, well, that's cool, but like I want to do something like that. So I don't know if that answered anything.
No, I appreciate that, because I do feel like when artists are like, I mean, obviously, I love when an artist is very specific in terms of like, who they're influenced by. But I also think at the same point, like, there's a really cool aspect to just being like, okay, I can listen to anything, and that can influence how I like, either go about the lyricism or I go about the music. And so, I gotta give you a lot of credit, time, because I think that when you combine and pull different things from different artists, and or just like other people that sing or whatever, that's just a great thing. But in regards to like the actual sound, it definitely reminds me of like that old school like Warp Tour like sound, like No Effects, like
Yeah,
Propaganda, that kind of vibe where
exactly.
you know
Propaganda, that's exactly like the highway we traveled down to get to where we are. Those kind of bands.
just a real like chef's kiss of like, punk rock music. So I think for me it was just like kind of almost, it was kind of like a nostalgia trip, because obviously, like, I got into the scene like a little bit later, longer than you did. But like for me it was just kind of like going back and listening to those like really punk bands that like obviously like influence bands that I grew up listening to, like Green Day, and like, following that trail backwards and being like, okay, these are the people that inspired Green Day. All right, awesome, like
Yes.
those guys. Like, and I think that every artist that I try to listen to, like, I'll try to watch like an interview or whatever and say like, who are they influenced by? Because if I like them, there's probably a pretty good chance I'm gonna like whoever they were influenced by. So I try to do a lot of like, I don't know, maybe I'm just like a weird fucking
No,
like music head, but
no,
I
that's
do
what
like,
you
but I love doing that. It's great. It's like fuck. It's like the ancestry.com of
Yeah,
bands. It's like,
one of
who
the
is the
biggest
family
bands.
tree? Yeah.
Well, like, do you know? Are you a Sam I Am fan? The
I am
band Sam
not.
I
I'll
Am.
have to check it out
Well,
now.
that's one of those bands that's like, wow, that was like a really good like band example of a band that like everyone was playing with, everyone was influenced by. They weren't as big as the rest, but like, fuck, man, like Sam I Am is one of my favorite bands because of exactly what you just said. You just kind of keep going backward, and you're like, whoa, this exists,
They were
So
influenced by them. That's so sick. I
yeah,
love it. So yeah, I think that people need to, I think that I hope that like with new generations of people that are really getting into this type of music, that I hope that they go back and do a little bit of history digging and trying to find like those bands that inspired the bands that you love currently, because there's probably, like I said, probably a pretty good chance that you'll like those bands as well. But the next question I have for you, Tom, keeping it more current. What have you been jamming recently? What's on your Spotify? What have you been listening to lately?
Jamming currently. Well, there's this band out of Sweden called Sweet Teeth.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
like a Husker Du kind of power poppy kind of thing. Uh, very very small, like as far as like followership or
Mm-hmm.
plays or
Sure,
whatever.
sure.
But fuck, man, that band is one of my. I just jam their EP like constantly.
Ooh, all
That's
right.
that's like a little nugget of like, and they're called Sweet Teeth. They're fucking. It's Acid Rain EP. It's so good.
Ooh,
But
okay.
other than that, I mean, it's mostly, I just listened to the new Flatliners CD just
Ooh,
today.
nice. Okay.
Really good. I mean, it came out when we were in Europe, and we hung out with the Flatliners when we were in Europe at one of our festivals we played. We go back way really long time with those guys, and that record's fucking sick. The new Wilhelm Scream record that came out earlier this year is
Yes.
really good.
Woo.
And but other than that, like I said, I just listen to jam bands, man.
As one does, as one does, you know. So respect. I like that. I
It's
love it.
either way. It's either fucking super punk or like super hippie with me. Like that's how I've always kind of
I could have guessed that, but love it nonetheless. You know. So, um, the next question I have for you, Tom, another favorite one of mine. If you guys were to cover a song with no trigger, what song would it be?
Oh, geez. Cover a song. Um, it, oof. Covering songs is funny. I mean, we've done some. We've done like Misfits, and we've done
Ooh, yeah.
Descendants in the past. I mean, this is way back. But that's a funny one. I mean, I don't know, man. Like we don't cover songs, and it's not. It's like we used to not cover like covering songs. I feel is a cop out because it's like usually the song is a better song than you can write. So you got to cover a song that's worse than your songs. Do you know what I mean?
I
And
get you. I got you.
no trigger. There's none. We're the worst band. No, no, no. I, I don't. Yeah. I can't. I can't fucking think of anything like that I actually would want to cover at the moment. But maybe a Metallica song if the dudes could pull it off. I would sing that. Maybe I don't know, man.
I feel like
Oh,
I
oh,
really do.
oh. We did cover. Oh my god, this was the worst thing we could have done.
Oh
We
man.
covered a Neil Young song in London on our 2017 Europe tour, but it was the first show, and it was our first show with Jono as our drummer from the Swellers, and we ended with this. We played "Keep Rockin' in the Free World." For no reason, we played it, and it literally couldn't have gone over worse. Is everyone was just like, "What is this? Why?" It was like really good energy show, and then we like somehow decided to play Neil. Anyway, that sucked. So maybe we just haven't had good experiences covering it.
That does. I don't. I feel like that. I feel like that would just completely tank any energy to do a
Well,
cover of.
the plan was to play it like punk, like "Keep on rocking," and
Yeah.
Jono didn't know. We didn't. He played it like album like tempo, and we're like, "Oh no!" Like as soon as it started, I was like, "This is
This is
too
you're
slow."
like this is gonna suck. Yeah.
So we had to like sit there for 3 minutes while everyone's like, "Ah."
Oh my god.
We
Oh.
didn't. We didn't do that again. We only played that once live.
I don't blame you. That that's like
It was my idea too. It was a
oh
bad
my
idea.
god.
It was bad.
It's like watching a 10 pile car like just seeing a pile up on the interstate, and you're just like, and you're like can't you're like you want to look at it, but you can't look, like you know you
Yeah, it was
can't,
bad.
like you can't look away. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, well, hopefully,
So my
hopefully you'll
answer
have
is nothing.
nothing. Honestly, I hope you have a better experience with covers because I do feel like you guys could definitely like pull off a bunch of cool covers. The Metallica one sounds interesting. Definitely would love to see your take on a Metallica song. Certainly,
I just couldn't think of a better band. I don't know.
that's listen. We'll take it. We love Metallica here. So guys, if you have any suggestions for No Trigger, drop them in the comments. I can't guarantee
Drop
there
them in
will
the
be a cover
comments.
song.
We won't do it.
Don't say the song that they played in London because that's definitely not going to happen. So, the next question I have for you, Tom, what is your favorite food to eat?
Oh, dude, tacos, easy. Next. No, I'm
Ooh,
kidding. No. Tacos, man. I mean, that is number one.
number one.
Tacos, I can't eat. Oof, that is it for me. I've actually done a lot of thinking about it. It's like tacos, pizza, and tacos always wins in my brain. Like those are the
What?
two.
All
Ooh,
right.
tacos, easy.
Wow. All right. I gotta give you respect. You really thought about like the two like most punk things you can think about is tacos and pizza. You know, I feel
Those are
like
the
they're
best foods.
just synonymous. You know, with the punk scene. So big respect for making that decision because I feel like
I
that
think they're
one that's tough.
synonymous with humanity, Brandon. Those are
That's
the so good to eat. They're good to eat.
it is.
Who doesn't like either tacos or pizza? Who? I don't trust them if
People,
they don't.
people, yeah, people that don't need to be in your life. They don't.
Yeah, they're not.
Unless like I don't know. I had somebody say like they're like any pizza's good pizza and I was like that's not true, but if there is pizza there and like I'm hungry, I'm going to eat the pizza,
Yeah,
you know.
eat the fucking pizza.
Eat the fucking pizza, you know. But I can't say that every pizza is good pizza because there probably
Yeah, I've
some
had some
pizza
shitty
place.
pizza.
There's probably like some pizza in the Midwest that is not good. You know, no
Oh
offense to
yeah,
any of your Midwesterner people, but I mean, I feel blessed because I live in Pennsylvania, which is close to New York and the
yeah.
Northeast, and chef's kiss. They know how to make a good slice. You know, so uh, gotta give them some love. But yes, let us know tacos or pizza in the comments. If you say neither of those two, Tom and I
It's
won't be your
tacos.
friends.
It's
Yeah.
tacos. Just say tacos.
Just you can't be a No Trigger fan unless you say tacos. That's it. That's the gatekeeping word right there. Just kidding. Don't do that. The next question I have for you, Tom. If you guys were to have a dream collaboration on an up and coming No Trigger record, who would you like to have on?
Like a guest
Yeah, like a
singer or
guest feature, anything.
guest
Yeah,
someone.
guest feature.
Um, 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 yeah. You know what would be really cool? And this is niche, but like I think having like someone like the singer of Dillinger Four be on a record or maybe like Dan Yemin from Painted Black or someone like that. Those guys would be really cool to because you can't fuck with those bands. Like you can't fuck with those people.
Yes.
Like you're bulletproof if you have them on. I don't think they do it, but that someone like that would be really cool. Or like I don't know, Taylor Swift. I don't know, off the top of my head. I
Wow.
can't.
I wouldn't have thought the Taylor Swift thing. That's a little like
I was like, what's the biggest person in the world? Oh, her. That's all I just thought. One time my buddy lives in Nashville and he's a touring like sound engineer
oh, very
for
cool. Yeah.
big bands. He does like tons of huge and he did Taylor Swift for years. And he brought me and my wife to the 1989 Taylor Swift concert at Gillette Stadium in
What?
Boston. And we got to go backstage and hang out at Taylor Swift's because they played two shows in a row. So the first night we were there and they didn't have to leave because they had a show the next night.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when they have two in a row, they have a big party. And I went to it. I went to the party with Taylor Swift and I made s'mores next to her, like at this fire. It was cool. Oh, and she had it catered by like a taco company. It was like the best night of my life.
It's
It
a
was all
trifecta.
tacos and s'mores with Taylor Swift.
It's tacos, s'mores, and Taylor Swift. That should be one of the next song titles for you guys. coming to a local venue near you. But yeah,
2030.
that oh man, that sounds like a great time. Like I won't argue I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, but
Yeah,
I feel like wow, what a fucking nice person
it
to
was
just
neat.
do.
It was neat.
It was
I
neat.
it was just so I could tell the story on your podcast.
I listen, respect. I respect it. You know, that's a big that's a big player move there. So you know, I love it. But yeah, no, I think that would be very interesting. So Taylor Swift, I know you watch my content. Much love to you. So
Yeah,
listen, no trigger Taylor Swift collab. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
it's inevitable.
It's inevitable. The next question I have for you, Tom, obviously, like you said, you're learning how to play guitar and as well as obviously doing the singing. But if there was another musical instrument you could master, what
Oh,
would it be?
banjo, number one. 100%. I even have a banjo that I can't play. I can like do
Fiddle.
like 3 chords, but like to play like Steve Martin style like crazy
Yeah.
banjo. Oh my god, it's the best sounding instrument. No, to me, uh, banjo, man. Final answer.
There we go. Locking it in, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. Love it. Next question, Tom. If you were to compile a dream tour lineup, including No Trigger, who would be on that tour?
Jesus Christ, these hypotheticals are
I
tricky on the
know.
spot. But dream tour, obviously No Trigger would headline. Uh,
There we go. Love it.
the dream
Already.
is the dream is we're massive. That's
Oh
the
yes, yes.
part of
You
this.
guys are massive.
Yeah, yes. Thank you. Actually,
You're welcome.
there's not a lot of people uh, appreciate how big we are.
You are so big. I feel so blessed to have
huge.
massive. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I don't know. Dream tour. I honestly, well, how about this? We're actually playing a dream show next month in Worcester, where we're from, Worcester, Mass. With No Effects, Descendants, and Face to Face. We're playing the Punk and Drublic, thing, and that is it. I mean, No Effects, Descendants, Face to Face is weirdly one of my like favorite bands ever, as far as like musicianship, like songwriting. I mean, they're so that's like already in the cards is like at least one show. So that would be something that we'd be interested in doing more of. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's we've played with a ton of bands. We've kind of already lived out our dreams as far as like really like we've done it all. We've toured, Australia twice, Japan twice. We've been to South America. It's just a matter of figuring out new fun stuff to do. I don't know. I can't think of like a specific thing because we
No,
kind of already done the dream, man. We already lived the
You
dream.
live the dream, man. Yeah, let's go. No, I do that the Descendants, No Effects, Face to Face. That sounds like a wicked show. So
It's gonna be
definitely
fun. We're excited.
that's a reality, guys. So go to that show.
Yeah.
Go to it. Tickets below.
It's September 24th in
Woo!
Worcester, Mass. Come see us. It'll be our record release show, really.
There you go, and then you can go buy it there. So listen, be a true fan. Go buy it. So very cool. See, like in this sort of storyline, I would hypothetically put a link to go purchase a ticket, but now I don't have to hypothetically do that because it's a reality. So
It's reality.
we already manifested it. So I think I've become too powerful as a music interviewer. That I've been able to create, a show of such magnitude.
Yeah.
So
you manifested it out of nothing.
see, people didn't think that I could do it, but now we're here. So much love. I didn't actually. Just want to clarify. I did not manifest. I mean, I did manifest it,
You didn't book that show,
but I didn't book the show. So I don't want to break. I want to break the suspension of reality for most people, but that's I got some pull, but I don't got that type of pull. So the next question I have for you, Tom, What is your favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Wow. Oh, favorite TV show. You know, it's favorite TV show. One up there. I've been watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm recently, so that's
Oh,
like. I mean, it
yeah.
just doesn't get much better than that show right there. So that might be my one of my favorites. Favorite. You know what I was a big fan of when it was out was Lost. Is that lame? Lame. It was
Oh,
way back, right? But
yeah.
also Breaking Bad, I watched the whole thing. I'm not a big TV guy, but like there's some that like I did watch the whole thing of, and those ones were up there. And favorite movie, dude. All right, I got two children, two girls under 3
Oh,
right now.
wow.
We pandemic babies, and all they watch is Encanto. So it's not that. That is not my favorite. That's not my favorite. Although the first time I watched it, I might have cried. Don't say. Don't
I
tell. Don't.
I did.
You
I'll
better.
admit it.
You
Yeah.
better mute that, dude. No,
I don't care.
I did. I had a tear because I was like, man, this is like the most like cutting edge art that exists. It was like, the music and everything. But now I want to like burn my house down every time that fucking movie comes on. Because I've watched it so many times.
I can imagine. Yeah. It's the soundtrack of
Uh,
your life now.
yeah, it has been it's been a trip. Just listen to that in the car to watch. But favorite movie? Fuck. That's such a weird. That's such a hard, weird question. I mean, I don't know. Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I love
That
that
was
movie.
big. That was
That's
big.
great.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Home Alone, dude. Home Alone
Oh, you're
might
right.
be one
Yeah.
of my favorites of all time. So
Macaulay
let's go with
Culkin,
those.
baby. Let's go. Yeah. Love it. Also, I do want to point out, Tom, you are the fourth or fifth person that has mentioned Lost as a favorite TV show. So
Wow.
I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying
Oh,
people should watch this show, but I'm just saying
pull that out of my ass.
five other people within probably the span of 2 weeks of when these come out said Lost. I'm just saying, I've been talking about
Damn.
Lost for a while, so just
All right.
saying
All right.
you should
I'm in the
watch
mix.
it. It would be cool. So there we go. Lost,
Right.
great TV show. Go watch it. I don't know where you can watch it out on streaming services, but find it out and go watch it because it's great. Great
Go to
TV show.
Blockbuster.
Great. Or go to Blockbuster. If there's a Blockbuster near you, go to one. Um, the next question I have for you, Tom, speaking about being on an island, if you were on a desert island for the next month and there was one album you could bring with you to listen to, what album would that be?
Oh, dude, easy. American Beauty by Grateful Dead. But it would have to come with like a sack of weed.
I feel like that's almost assumed. It's actually
Yeah.
taped to the back of the
As
CD.
long as there's a sack of weed in the album,
Yeah.
golden.
It actually
Golden.
just comes in a box. The CD's there, and then the bag of weed's also in that box.
Yeah.
So it's a box set. Um, great.
Perfect. That was
Love,
it.
love it. The next question I have for you, Tom. This one I'm very curious on your answer on. I've been asking this out as kind of a round out question to end out the interviews, but what do you want people to take away from No Trigger? I know you put a lot of thought into the lyricism, but then musicality wise, it's just fun, happy, energetic. So, what do you want people to take away from No Trigger as a band collectively?
Yeah, I really do think that the new record, Doctor Album, coming out next week on Red Scare, uh, uh, sums up exactly that. Like I, I think if I could have anyone do anything, it'd be like listen to the new record, and then you could be like, I get it, I see what No Trigger is fucking up to, and because it's like it's everything. It's everything. Like we spent 2 years creating this thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know if more work has ever been put into a record in the punk world. Like, I really don't. I
Uh,
can't. I don't know. Maybe, but we had this big opportunity during the pandemic that not a lot of, you only get that once in your lifetime,
but yeah,
where everything shuts down and you could just be like, ah, fuck it, I'm gonna be creative. So that's what we did, and I think the new record encapsulates everything we wanted to say, everything about who we are. It kind of brings the whole band full circle because everything in like the album cover and inside the artwork, it's all like us from our first US tour back in like
oh, that's so
2003.
cool. I love
So
that.
it's kind of like this cyclical, like, hey, this is who we were, this is who we always were, this is who we are now, and it's the same, and here's us, here's No Trigger. So I'd say uh the new record literally will do the talking for me because it's all in there.
That's true, and it's a great time from front to back. I'm very excited to really delve into it and not have to spend like an hour listening to an entire full record. They've condensed it into just this beautiful amalgamation of songs. So very excited again. Doctor album comes out on August 26th on Red Scare Industries, and I'll leave the floor to you, Tom. Where can they find you out on social media? What you guys have coming up in the next couple months, and anything else you want to plug or talk about.
Yeah, well, the record's the big one, but we're playing a handful of really cool shows also in support of it. We're playing Riot Fest in Chicago. That's a big one.
Very
Uh,
cool.
yeah, we're playing the Saturday of Riot Fest, so that'll be the biggest show we've maybe ever played. Apparently, that's like the one. Then we're playing Pumpkin Drublick in Worcester with No Effects and Descendants. We're playing Brooklyn, New York with the Lawrence Arms on September 30th. That's going to
Oh,
be really fun. And then we're
nice.
playing Gainesville Fest, the fest down in Florida at the end of October. It'll be like our ninth or 10th. I think it's our ninth time playing that. That's always awesome.
Very cool.
Uh, but yeah, so that's what we got in the cards before we book any other shows. Those are the ones, and it'd be really cool to get people to go to those. But I don't know, man. That's all we got going on. Listen to the record. That's the name of the
That's the
game.
big shit. Definitely.
Yeah.
Want to give a massive shout outs to Becky over at Big Picture Media. Love that chick. She's great.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
gotta always give her some love. But guys, true facts. I'm gonna look you right directly in the camera here. Go check out No Trigger. Their album, Doctor Album, comes out August 26th on Red Scare Industries. You should go buy it because, much like me, I love buying records. So you should go buy it. And if it comes on vinyl, even more of an incentive for me to go buy it.
The
Oh yeah,
record.
baby. Oh,
Where is it? Where is it? The record
oh
came out.
yeah.
Oh, it's kind of green screening. It's green screening. This shit. It's hot. It's
Oh
hot. You
yeah.
can't. It's a ghost.
It's
The
there.
record's a
It's
ghost.
there. It's
Almost.
real. It's a real thing that you can buy. So go buy
Yeah,
it.
it came out sick.
I checked it out on the website and I was like, I'm definitely gonna have to buy it. So go pick it up. Please go check out No Trigger. If you're just into just awesome, fun punk music, then this is absolutely the band for you. They killed it on this record, and I'm excited to run my way through it. So I'll leave links below to their website, all of their social media. Follow them on Spotify. If you can go and
Yeah.
see them at a show, go see them at a show. I'm sure they're awesome. I haven't seen them personally. I hope Philadelphia, fingers crossed, we'll see them in
Yeah,
Philly soon.
that'll be somewhere we definitely play soon.
There we go.
We,
I'll
we already tried to make a Philly show, but it didn't work. But it's coming. And
I'll be keeping the eyes on the social media, much like you should. So go check out
yeah,
No Trigger. And if you enjoy my content here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It go oh, man, I can fucking up. It goes a long way. Thank you guys for watching, and want to give a huge shout outs to Tom of No Trigger for coming on today.
thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. You're the best.